Hi guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you today? I'm here today, confident, focused, a lot. Right, take a look here. It's all about COM645, Asean Politics, Chapter 3. So today we're going to learn about ideologies and public good. Alright, okay. The idea of public good, to share belief of a political community as to what goals government ought to attain, for instance, to achieve the fullest possible measure of security, prosperity, equality, liberty, or justice for all citizens. So, in a simple word, the government of the day, they should able or their responsibility to make sure that they can fulfill the blueprint and also manifesto this and that, right? So fair and equal to all the citizens, and they cannot consider to specific ethnic this and that, right? Well, what about the ideology of left and right? First important things or keywords here is ideology. What is the understanding of ideology? Any set of fixed, predictable idea held by politician and citizen on how to serve the public good. So, in another word, ideologies act as filter used to interpret event, explain human behavior, and justify political actions. So it could be from the referring to the Malaysian perspective. I'm pretty sure that all of the political party could be government and opposition, PH and Perikatan Nasional, or PAS, UMNO, MC, MIC. They have their own ideology and also their target to achieve, to fulfill, right? So we understand on that. Well, okay. The concept of left and right originated in the Europe parliamentary practice of setting parties that favor of social and political change in the left or right. Yeah. The political change to the left or the presiding officers, those opposing change or favoring the return to the previous form of government to the right. So from left to right, this is more to pembangkang and kerajaan lah, opposition and also the governments, and they are try to relate to the Europe setting of parliamentary. Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to proceed with anti-government ideologies, anarchism, right? A system that opposes, in principle, that existence of any form of government, often through violence and lawlessness. So the father of modern anarchism is Mikhail Bakunin, who called for the violence uprising by society beggars and criminals. So this is all about the ideologies, right? The anti-government ideologies, anarchism. So there is a government of the day, elected by the people. But then what happened is all about there is a group of people, the anarchism. Those people, they have their own ideologies. They against the current government elected by the people, right? Well, take a look here. This is another ideologies. More to the keywords here is nihilism, a philosophy that holds that the total destruction of all existing social and political institutions is a desirable end in itself. So, in a simple word, there is a group of people, ideology, they feel that very, very disappointed, depressed, and what point, you see the keywords here, vote for nobody will keep elections promises exactly, manifesto this and that. All right, nobody tell the truth. So in this what you call sentences or keywords here, we can understand that this ideology, nihilism, the people in this group, they feel very, very depressed. So they won't trust. It could be Malaysian. I give you example, for instance, Pakatan Harapan and also Perikatan Nasional. So this group of people, nihilism ideologies, they won't trust anyone. Well, this is the ideology to the rights, monarchism, fascism, netisms, and religions rights, capitalism, libertarianism. All right. So the last one is libertarianism. Yeah, it's not easy to pronounce, guys. Sorry. So we take a look at the first keywords here. Monarchism. Yeah, monarchy. Monarchy is a system based on the belief that political power should be controlled in one person. For example, a king or queens who rules by the degree. So we can, it could be examples. Yeah, Brunei, we have the king of Brunei, Jerusalem, and Malaysia also we are practicing monarchy system is that, but then our monarchy system is more to constitutional monarchy. Sorry. So raja berperlembagaan. Yeah. What about fascism? A totalitarian political system that is headed by a popular, charismatic leader, and in which a single political party and carefully control violence from the bias of complete social and political control. Yeah. So fascism different from communism in the economical structure, also controlled by the state. All right, somehow. So examples of this fascism leadership styles. Yeah, fascism enjoy mass support in many countries, largely because of its appeal, the nationalism, ethnicity, and in case of Nazi Germany. Yeah. So I think you can understand easily. Fascism is more to examples of leadership here, Nazi. Yeah. So right. Actually, the people in this country, they will extremely support the ideologies and also, for instance, the leadership style of a particular person or the leader itself. Example of fascism state, yeah, Germany under Nazi rule, Italy under the rules of Benito Mussolini, Spain under the rules of Franco, Hungary during the World War, and then Argentina, this and that. Nazism, Nazism officially called National Socialism. Yeah? Nazism is a form of fascism based on the extreme nationalism, militarism, or racism. The ideology related with the one of the scholars or the leader, Hitler, Adolf Hitler. This is one of the examples. Well, capitalism is an economy system rather than a poor political system, but it is still the central set of idea and belief in many governments today. So this is more to you can see here. Capitalism is an economic system in which the mean of productions of goods and services are no. So these type of leaderships, they want to achieve the what they call profit for the economical benefit. So the theory for the capitalist theory holds that the government should not impose any unnecessary restrictions on economic activities. Yeah. So the private sectors make most of the key decisions about productions, employees, savings, investment, and the like. Example of the state where capitalism is prevalent: United States, Canada, Mexico, Japan, Thailand. Yeah. So libertarianism, a system based on the belief that government is a necessary evil that should interfere with the individual freedoms and privacy as little as possible, also known as minimalism. Okay, so this is more to legalize freedom, so the people right, justice. They don't want any interfere from the government. Yeah, right. Now take a look here. Ideology to the left. Previously we were talking about the right ideologies. So socialism, communism, democratic socialism. Socialism in modern time, the collective principle has been expressed most often in the form of socialism. In modern times, the collectivist principle has been expressed most often in the form of socialism. Socialism is fundamentally opposed to capitalism, which contends to the private ownerships and enterprise. In the context of competitive free market economy is the best and only way to bring about the prosperities. So more specifically, socialism rejects individualism, private ownerships, private profit. So, however, socialism advocates economical collectivism, governmental societal ownerships of the means of productions and the distribution of the goods. So, right, we understand easily. So there is no any ownership owned by the individual, right? Well, what about communism? So Karl Marx is one of the founder. And extreme, the communism and extreme is a political system based on radical equalities, the antithesis of capitalism. Right. So Karl Marx is trying his best to fight for the workers, employees, low-class citizens, rather than top management, those people that misuse of power. So fair and equalities for the employees and the workers, right? And this is more the employee rights, fair and equalness, to make sure that the economical profit will share by all the citizens, and there is no one going to be conquered, or else they have the what you call power, right? If you make a comparison with capitalism, capitalism is government's own. There's no individualism. Ownership is there. Communism is also called Marxism after its creator Karl Marx. So from the law of capitalist accumulations, according to the Karl Marx, the invariable rules that stronger capitalists motivated slowly by greed will gradually eliminate worker competitor and gains increasing control of the market. This is the power, right, of the top gun, or else the controller, the competitor itself, in terms of profit making. The examples of communism society: People Republic of China, North Korea, Vietnam, Laos, Cuba, right? So democratic socialism is a form of government based on popular elections, public ownerships, and control of the main sector of the economy, and brought welfare program in the house and education to benefit citizens. So unlike communism, so this is more to democracy socialism. So we can see, take a look the example of the governments here. Or example of the democratic socialist states: France, Germany, United Kingdom, Sweden, Finland, and Italy. Well, choosing sides versus making choice. Politics is a game with winner or loser. Winning an election means bearing the burden of government as well as gaining power. You want it, you go for it, and please make sure that you can present or else perform well as a government. What about when the winner abuse that power or use it for personal gain or make bad decisions with disaster consequences? The whole country, it is loser, and trust in government is damaged. Exactly. So if there is a politician, leader, prime minister, president, they misuse of power, we should not trust them anymore, right? With that, syukran dan terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.